Good evening, friends. Good afternoon. Very well. Thank you very much for the warm welcome and the invitation to come to Masaba. So it's my joy to hang out with you and just share some insights, and I hope you will learn from me. Be bold enough to ask me questions. That is a caveat I'm putting. Be bold enough to ask me questions. Based on my experiences, if please ask. Because that knowledge will address your question, will transform your own life and make it better. You know, I've been a professor in a university myself. So my audience, I encourage my audience to be active. Don't be passive. Please engage me. You can even raise up your hand in the middle of nowhere and ask me a question. Just be bold enough and ask me. And even comment. Challenge. Let's engage one another. Okay. So in my role as the CEO of the National Innovation Agency, I'm here not in that capacity of the CEO because I'm on holiday. I'm here in my personal capacity. But of course, I'm going to explain I am still affiliated with this institution. So in my presentation, I'll talk about a few things. I'll talk about goal setting. I'll talk a little bit about career opportunities as they used to be 10, 15 years ago, and as they are now, and how they will be into the future. I'll talk a little bit about 21st century skills, and I'll talk about the digital economy, and I will finalize that by talking a little bit about the innovation agency, Kenya National Innovation Agency, Kenya. Now, with that background, I'm going to start with goals. Because someone spoke here boldly about this discussion about digital economy and the opportunities during digital economy. But for me, to end at the technical issues, I like to look at the soft issues. Soft issues, how do we think about ourselves? Where are we going? Where are we coming from? And how do we get to where we want to go? And I have this first question because I started asking this question last week. Now I want to ask it to this group. How many of you can confidently state your goal, your career goal? Can you boldly tell me what is your career goal? That's my first question. Then the next question, you're going to tell me, what are you doing to achieve that goal? So I want the mic to go around. If you're bold enough, relax, just rise up and say, my career goal is A, B, C. And then number 2, you say, this is what I am doing to achieve that goal. Mike.
Put your hand up kindly wherever you are.
My name is Ogota Bran. My career goal is to become a greatest entrepreneur in this country.
To become?
A greatest entrepreneur.
To become the greatest entrepreneur in this country. Am I right?
Yes.
Country, Kenya.
Yes.
Excellent. What are you doing to get to that goal?
The things that I'm doing to get to the point where I intended to. One is I'm trying to get the enough education from those who've learned or those who has experience.
Okay. Let me just ask a simple question. Are you selling anything now?
For now, yes, of course I'm selling.
What are you selling? Unauza nini?
One, I do sell chickens.
You sell chicken?
Yes.
Thank you. Next.
Give him a clap.
Give him a clap, man.
Yes.
Hata Ruto alikuwa anasema anauza kuku before, isn't it? Our president says that story and that he used to hustle, he's selling chicken. So, and he's one of the greatest entrepreneurs we have anyway. Go ahead.
My sister name's Dennis Ogero.
Yes.
My sister name's Dennis Ogero. My real name's African Champion Chai. My career is I want to be African teacher.
You want to be a?
African teacher.
Teacher.
Yeah. African teacher.
Mwalimu wa Kiafrika.
Yes. I want to teach African culture, and I want the young generation to understand our traditional culture.
Okay, so you are into African culture, and that one you relate with it, huh? Okay, very good. Next.
Wait.
What are you
What
doing?
are you doing?
What are you doing to make that happen?
Yes, I have some young youths I'm teaching already, and I have my own African school, you see, North System School. I want to teach young generation how our fathers used to be, and I'm trying to learn from my grandfather. My grandfather is my DJ now.
Next.
Hello,
What's your
everyone.
career ambition?
I'm Violet Kemunto.
Violet.
Yes.
Yeah.
My career goal is to become a specialized development analyst.
A specialized development analyst.
Yes.
What does that mean?
I'll be analyzing on the development of the country.
Oh.
Yes.
National development.
Yes.
And now, what are you doing to get there?
Right now, I'm trying to get in touch with my leaders so that they can nurture me. In terms of development, you have to be near those the leaders because they are doing the development out here.
Okay, thank you. I've got the point. Next. You can sit, yes.
Thank you. My name is Anna.
Anna, closer.
My name is Anna Ondara. My career goal is to achieve better grades that will enable me attract better job opportunities. That is my career goal.
You are trying to get good grades so that then you can be attractive in terms of job opportunities.
Yeah.
So what are you doing about that?
I'm a trained teacher.
You're a trained teacher?
Yeah.
So what are you doing about your grades? You said something about grades.
To achieve better grades. That means if you are in this career, you get maybe, let's talk about first class, that will enable you to attract a better job opportunity, comparing it to a person who has a lower class.
Okay, thank you. Next.
My name is Calvin.
Yes, Calvin.
Yes, my career goal is to develop professional healthcare that will help me develop. Maybe I'm a professional teacher that will help to improve my profession as a teacher.
To improve your profession as a teacher.
To improve my profession so that I can make more opportunities.
Okay. Yes. Thank you. What are you doing about it?
Yes, I'm working hard. Maybe I'm an undergraduate. I'm graduating soon. So I want to enroll as a postgraduate. So maybe I become a doctor like you.
Okay. Thank you. Clap my friends. Look, keep everybody active. Second, last. What's your career goal?
My name is Joel.
Yeah.
I'm doing a course of catering.
You're doing a course in catering. I
don't have a job.
You don't have a job. So you're working on that now. What is your career goal?
My career is catering.
Is catering.
My career is catering.
Thank you very much. I've got you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Super. Next.
Okay. Thank you.
I have more people. Good.
My name is Dennis Mukuasimi. Yes. Famously known as Mr. Ururare. Ururare. Yeah. My career job is music. And what I'm doing in order to achieve my career, I have a band. Which called Menyinku Boys. But I don't have equipments.
No, I don't want to know what you don't have.
Okay.
I want to know what you want to be.
I want to be a big musician, an international musician. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you. You have got my point. I've got Next.
Abana wa Nyasaye ngo bakwani mbuyamure.
Biamono.
Mbuyamure naende.
Biamono.
Okay. First, my name is Mr. Kaunda Edwin. Mimi ni mwalimu.
But my career goal is to become the best politician, to help the best politician.
Politician.
Yeah, to help the humbled Kenyans and to empower them, those who are very poor,
So,
to become great people.
I like that. How do you define the best politician?
Okay.
What are the characteristics of the best politician?
Number one, the best politician must be humbled.
Humble.
Yeah. Number two, he must understand what the citizens are for, what their needs.
Who is
That's
your
what
role
I'm
model?
saying.
Who is your role model? When you look around, you see that is like what I want to become.
Okay, I can say my role model is our honorable MP,
Okay.
Daniel Manduku.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Valentine Nyakeriga. My career goal is to be one of the greatest legal minds in Kenya right now.
Be one of the greatest?
Great legal personalities. And also, I would love to be a Chief Justice at some point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello. Okay, first to be a Chief Justice, that is like a leadership position. So, first of all, I'm working closely with leaders. I'm a current student leader in our university. And also I'm learning, to be a great legal personality, you need to have a great understanding of your scope. So I'm learning.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, my name is Tinega, Mr. President. Well, my number one goal is to strive to achieve the salary I want. To strive to achieve the salary I want. Salary I want. Pesa ama malipo yenye mimi nataka kama Tinega. And as well make it as the first president of the Republic of Kenya ambaye amefanya agriculture related stuff so career.
Okay.
So, this is how to go about it. Currently, I'm taking what we call a CHED, all agricultural and extension education, which entails, number one, becoming a biology agriculture teacher. Number two, becoming an extension officer. Number three, a veterinary doctor. So, huyu mbaya anasimama hapa ni daktari Tinega. And also so forth and so that. I want to enroll in all those cadres so that I can be able to earn the salary I want and as well strive going forward to make it as the first president of the Republic of Kenya.
Thank you.
Give that guy a clap.
Thank you very much.
Back to you, Daktari.
Asante, asante. I mean, let's appreciate this bold team that came up to share their story and say this is what they're aspiring to be. And I will talk a little bit in a little while about goal setting and how you think about your goals and why it's very important to think about them. But let me talk about 2 points based on some of the discussions that are here. I want you to draw a circle in the air like this. All of you, draw a circle like this. Okay, a big circle. And then inside that circle, draw another small circle. Okay? Now, the small circle, we'll call it circle of influence. Say after me, circle of influence. This means the things that are within your control to do. Sasawa, they are within your control to do. The outer circle is going to be called the circle of concern. Say after me, circle of concern. Say that. That circle of concern are things you're not in control of. Like whether it's going to rain or not. You're not in control of that. But when it is the circle of influence, the things that you can control, things like working hard or studying or prioritizing your time and so forth, those are things you can always control. When you set your goals knowing that there will be things you can never control and there are things you will control. But you should spend your energy on the things that you have influence over. If you start talking about your goals and then you say, but I don't have. The moment you start saying, I don't have, you start losing your own confidence. So I want to encourage you, you think about the things that are within your circle of influence, things you can do and influence, and concentrate on them. Because if you set the goals on the basis of concerns and worries, you're going to have a problem. The second point I want to say, don't put money as the primary goal. I want to make a lot of money. Money will become a byproduct of what you do. It will automatically come if you do it well. Because if you chase the money, the problem is you might want to get the money at whatever cost. Let the money be a product of the things you want to do and enjoy to do. Sasawa? Okay, so I want to go on to my next point. I would like to advise that it is important. How many of you feel you don't have a career goal? Just be honest. That can be an answer. You know, like I'm working on it. Because silence is very scary. Because I don't know what it means. If you are quiet, how many of us don't have a career goal? How many of us have a career goal? How many of us will be bold enough to announce the career goal? If I called you and I told you, tell me your career goal, you will say it. You know, 5 people came, 6, 7. What happened to the others? Then it makes me wonder whether the goal is there. Because you should be able to vocalize it. But anyway.
I'm also wondering with you.
You're also wondering?
Yes.
Okay, we'll come to that. Why do you need goals? Because for me, as young people, we must have a plan. We must have goals. At a personal level. I'll tell you my goals. And I'll tell you very boldly and clearly. Number 1, I want you to remember that goals will hold you accountable. You make a commitment to yourself. You make a commitment to your friends, to your parents, that this is what I am going to be working on. And you can hold me accountable for it. You know what the word accountable means, isn't it? You hold yourself accountable. Because as a human being, you must be working towards something. And you want people to check if you are doing well. Even you yourself, you will assess, am I doing well? You hold yourself accountable. Second, is that it will give you a measuring stick. If 1 year from now, you will describe the goal the same way you described it today, there is something wrong. So 1 year from now, there has to be significant progress towards that goal. That's why you need a goal. Very clearly stated. Now, I'll come to describe a little bit about the goals in a little while, in terms of how we describe these goals, and how you can be sure a goal is really, really going to help you. Number 3 is that goals will inform action or no action. You act because you have set a goal. If you don't set the goal, your actions are going to be weaker, and they might not have a sense of direction. Number 4, goals will help you set priorities. Sometimes we have time, but we don't know what to do with the time because we have not got our priorities right. And I have a question. Now that many people are already on their devices, I have a question for you. I left Nairobi and I left my house to come and hang out with you and share some experiences. And I hope they'll be useful. Now I have a question for you. How many people have some free time? I have a question. How many people have some free time? Raise up your hand, please, if you are serious. How many of us have some free time? Now, you're raising up your hand. About 40-50% of the audience have free time. What does free time mean?
If you're working, that means time off work. If you're a student, maybe time off class work.
If you're working, time off work. If you are in school, the time of studies. Does that qualify to be free time? What do you want to say?
Free time is the time you are in leisure or you are doing something that's not work or studies.
It's not studies. That's exactly what she said. Eh? So, is this free time? Is this free time? What is this one? Come and help me. What is free time?
Free time
nechisa chiri gwakorire gento kiri kwarenga gokora pi orelaxeti otari gokora kende.
Now, is it possible nganabora abeto bwati kendo to do what you want? So I can acquire soma you didn't want. It was in your schedule. So when you are done with everything that is on your schedule, then you have free time. So the thing you do when it is not on the schedule is not in your schedule. Therefore, it is you just go, you just do nothing, and you do nothing, isn't it? The point I'm trying to drive at is this: we have 24 hours in a day, and every minute counts. If I have something called free time, that means I don't do anything, then something is wrong. Because you need to account for the time that we have. Either you are going to do sports, or you are going to run around, or you are going to visit a friend, or you are going to build relationships. It is all informed by in terms of your priorities. But if you find yourself sitting doing absolutely nothing, then remember what I've just said. There is something wrong in your prioritization. If you find that you have time that you do absolutely nothing, there is something wrong with the prioritization. We'll talk about that another day. Finally, the goals communicate meaning. Believe a team. What you are determined to do, your goals will communicate the meaning of your life. Now, I'll move from here, and I want to tell you something about goals and what is useful and important about how do you create good goals. I'm a bit challenged about 2 people here gave me goals that I felt really make some good sense. But here are ingredients I'm going to give you for you to set goals if you have not set. Number 1, goals must be challenging and ambitious in order to be motivating. They must energize you. In the morning, I'm working towards this goal. I'm determined to get this done. Which means it builds confidence in you, and you feel like you can achieve these goals. And be clear. If you say, I want to be the best politician in this country, then I can tell you for free, you want to become the president of the Republic of Kenya. Because the ultimate goal of every politician is to be the head of state. Sasawa. So is it true that that's what you're working towards? Are you 70% confident you'll get there? Now you must be honest and true to yourself. It should make you get out of bed. How many people wake up in the morning to you with your sock? If you find yourself not fired up to get up early in the morning out of bed, there's something amiss in your goals. Because the goal should inspire you not to sleep an extra minute, but start doing something about it. Your goals should be uncomfortably exciting. When I listen to the goal, it is exciting, it is inspiring, and it makes you a bit uncomfortable because you have set a goal which is ambitious and it makes you restless. To me, that's a good goal. Now, if you set your goals based on your current circumstances, you're aiming too low. How many of us feeling ayani amasomane igarense one thing was set your goal I have to set your goal. How many of us feeling we are limited? We don't have money. We don't have enough education. We don't have enough information. We don't have enough networks. And that's why it's difficult to set goals. How many of us can say that? Okay. Okay. So you feel you don't have education, you don't have money, you don't have networks, maybe, and that's why you don't want to set ambitious goals. My advice for you today, don't set your goals on the basis of your circumstances, because that will not make you uncomfortable. That will not make your guts in the stomach to push you to do something. Because we're accepting you are limited. You set goals that are beyond your current circumstances. I'm going to give you one of my goals. And you will see that but the goal is very ambitious and it makes me very uncomfortable. And that keeps me going every single day. Now, number 2, the goals must be focused and not overwhelming. Now, what are a goal which is too ambitious, that is not that you overwhelm and you're not able to do much about it? Because it is not useful to set a goal when you can't do much about it. Are we together? Then it is not useful. You set goals that you can somehow achieve, and they must be very sharp and clear. So you be clear, and the clearer you are, the easier it is to attract support. When you speak your goal and you need me to support you, if I don't find clarity in the goal, I find it difficult to assist you. Clarity in your goal. Sasawa. Number 3 is that the goals must be measurable and time bound. When exactly you aim to achieve this goal? By year X, I want to have achieved this. They want to graduate. They want to do this master's. Yes, postgraduate. I could feel. But try to put time in your goals and let them be measurable. And then finally, I want to tell my goal. How many of us want to know my goal? Now, this is one of my goals. And I've put it in writing, and you will ask me, why would I present my goal publicly like this? Let me tell you something. I am not a son of anybody. All right? I'm not son of so and so. So don't tell me that it is because I'm son of so and so. Are we together? My dad passed away when I finished Form 3. No, sorry, I made a mistake. When I was in college, my dad passed away. So when I was in Form 3, my dad retired. I had no money to finish Form 4. Are we together? So if money is the thing, then I'll tell you for sure, I had no money. In college, I struggled through. I was eating ugali without mboga. So by the time my dad retired when I was in Form 3, I started begging around for money to finish Form 4. But as I speak, I finished PhD at the age of 32. And I did my PhD in a record time of 18 months. The question is, how come? It's because of the goals. I set the goals, they were extremely ambitious, and it was tough. But you push hard until you succeed. So, if it is a question of networks, me I grew up with onye ibe no monye manyete nyantorago ititeri tofauti naga. Ali ntalinge to bwada chikoroba. No na berigo. Na ndetalinga na manyete unde. No. But slowly but surely moved up the value chain. This is my goal in the next 5 years. Is to be an advisor to heads of states in Africa on innovation as a path to economic prosperity. What I want to do 5 years from now, thank you. What I want to do 5 years from now is to be an advisor to heads of state in Africa on matters of innovation and how it helps to transform the economic well-being of countries. Now, that goal is ambitious, isn't it? It's very ambitious. For me to sit with heads of states as president, I must be having something serious. Now, how many think this is impossible? No, you know it's true. How many of us can say this looks unreasonable? Be honest, because it's true. Come on. Unreasonable. Madam. Inawezekana. Nani anaona kama inawezekana? Nani anaona hii kitu haiwezekani bwana? Wewe ni unayumba yumba hapa tu kuongea. Now, let me go back to the characteristics of a good goal. When you set a goal, You don't set it on the basis of your current circumstances. Nga limitations you set the goal. This goal wakes me up every day. This goal makes me read a lot on things I never studied in school. This goal makes me look for people who do this kind of work. This goal is always making me study presidents about those who are progressing and those who are not. Advice, but I am on my way there. And mark my words, 5 years down the road, I will be advising presidents on matters of innovation. I don't have to see everything now. I don't have to be sure that I'll get there. But I'm working, I can sense, I can feel it, and I feel it in my guts that it is going to happen. Because I am at the doorstep right now. So, I'm challenging you, no? Umwaka 2023 ngo chakole taribo. Please make sure your goals are clear, they are bold, they are ambitious, they give you a reason to get out of bed. They make you buy books to read. Yani taringo ko ro bitabu kuigurira because you really want to get it done. Sawa sawa. The reason I spend about 20 minutes on this matter is because the more we are clear about what we want to do, muntu no agwa advice igekoma raisi usuka ko chimotu. Now, let's move to another topic here, is about career opportunities. The landscape for career opportunities ya changed sana. Mbarenga barega igabako ligegas. How many wangapi wanatafuta kazi? Okay. Wangapi wako na kazi? Aya, wengine wanafanya nini? Aya, wangapi wako shule wanasoma? Okay, that's about 10%. Wangapi wana biashara zao? Aha, 1, 2, 3. So kama una biashara yako, basi una kazi yako, sio? Una kazi unafanya. Wangapi hawajaanza kufikiria kutafuta kazi? Okay. Now, wangapi, how many are in college? Either you are in a technical institution or a university. How many? About 5%. How many have finished college, an institution of higher learning? How many? Okay, very good, very good. Now, those of you who have finished, how many of you have gotten a job? Either you have created your own job or you are working for someone somewhere. Part-time, eh? How many have finished college na hawajapata kazi? Okay. You see, that's a large number, eh? Relative. How many wakati walikuwa wakisoma were expecting that when they finish college they'll get a job? Okay. Now you stand. You are in college. Sindio? Ulisema you're in college. Huh? This is an example of somebody getting to college, okay? And I want her to see how these hands are going to be raised. Eh? Ni wangapi wamemaliza college na walipoingia college walikuwa na matumaini watapata kazi? Inua mkono. Okay. Now, these people wameinua mkono walikuwa wanatarajia kupata kazi, hawajapata. Wewe pia unaingia college, unatarajia kupata kazi. Unaona iko shida? Iko shida. Now the question is, what are you going to do about it? Iko shida. Sasa utafanya nini?
So naona kama mimi ninaingia college, pia nikimaliza kama sitapata kazi, my goal is nikae sister wa Catholic Church.
Now, let me tell you something important. I like using philosophy. I like to use philosophy to explain things. Aya, sawa, tutulia hapo. You see, as a human being, you have the gift given by God to do a projection into the future. You are not in control of the future, but you can project. You can see things that as they might become. That's being a human being. A dog might not be able to do that. A cow might not know what is going to happen tomorrow. But a human being can make a projection about tomorrow. Now, my good friends, life has changed. Job opportunities have shrunk. Sawa? And the question is, what do we do about it? How many feel that they are disappointed and frustrated with the education and job opportunities? How many feel they are frustrated that there are no job opportunities? A number of us, if I ask, everybody will say, I'm very frustrated with this. And what are we going to do about the frustration? There are two realities. Currently, there are over 60 universities. 15, 20 years ago, there are probably 10 or 15, I don't know. Now, there are a lot more people graduating every year. What this means is that there are more people looking for opportunities than there were many years back. Number two is that the economy is not growing proportionately. It means jobs are not being created at the same rate as the number of people graduating. And so, people are very busy talking about graduation, but they are not necessarily thinking too much about the development of the mind. And I'm going to explain what I mean. I'm here to tell you one thing. Job opportunities are fewer. Are we together? Job opportunities are fewer. But the most important question is, do we give up? Do we start crying and complaining? That is a reaction. You are reacting in a negative way. But there are many other ways of reacting to the positive. And I'm going to show you a few examples. Now, development of the mind. If somebody told me to define education, the education, this is my definition of education. Education is the development of the mind. Education is not acquiring a degree. It's the development of the mind. And you need to ask yourself whether when we go through an education process, our minds are developed. Now, these are some of the skills that employers are looking for now, if you're looking for a job. I gave an example 2 weeks ago. I deal with the head of HR in Safaricom. If you got a chance, you would want to work in Safaricom. All right? I can see many hands. Thank you. This is what the head of HR and I have jobs, but I can't get the employees. Chikasi, nimbuate, lakini abandongoli kabambulire. Kumuburi ngatata ngakio minetigo. I'm not getting the skills that I need. Abantumba buate the degrees, but they are not showing me the skills. Just skills imbabuate. Ngamuburi skills kie jitata. Critical thinking. Creativity. Collaboration. Communication. And these are classic examples of skills I can't seem to get in the youth. Let me explain to you what these skills are. I can see you really want to take that photo. These are 21st century skills. This is a classic examples of skills that employers are looking for. They don't seem to worry too much about your degree. A degree no problem. But then they want to know how good are you at collaborating and co-creating in working in teams. How good are you at critical thinking? That means identifying problems, analyzing them in 360 degrees, and coming up with meaningful, creative solutions. Number 3, communication. How many of you are good at communicating orally and in written? Narrative was a proposal. It is clear. And somebody can read it and say, yes, I see it and understand what this person is saying. Communicate nabanto. You are clear, comprehensive, and elaborate. People have the degrees, but they are not able to deliver like this. Because in my organization, I'll send you tomorrow to go and meet the minister, will you communicate effectively? These are skills of 21st century. Let me elaborate them a little bit. Communication. This is appropriately interacting with others to convey meaning and gain understanding for multiple purposes, settings, audiences, and so on and so forth. How many of you think you're a good communicator? Thank you. I wish I had an experiment where I set you up and I see how you communicate. If you feel you're not good in critical thinking, you're not good in communication, you can be good in one or both of them or several of them, but Tonny Koroche, you have weaknesses in this area. Please spend as much time as possible to develop these skills. Because this is what people are looking for at this point in time. You can say you have the basic degree, but if you don't provide confidence in any of this or all of this, there is always a challenge in interviews. Now, I interviewed, by the way, many people. Myself, many people. They can't give you eye-to-eye contact. They can't express them sharply themselves. Yet they have the degree. They have the qualifications. And that's the point I'm trying to say. That you can get the degree. It's easy. You can pass exams. But then you might not fit in society. And so you have to start now. I know what the advantage you're going into college now. Make sure you focus on building these skills as much as possible. All right? Nakora by saying do anything to develop this. The reason I'm also saying this, a digital economy, a little bit about. If you don't develop these skills, you still can't thrive. Now, this is the future of work. But if I'm 4 or 5 years from now, 10 years from now, the kind of work environment in Nairobi, I can tell you, work has become distributed. We don't meet in offices anymore. We work remotely, online, go to calls all the time. I make decisions with people in Australia, in the US, in Canada, but I'm seated somewhere in my house. So we work on co-creation of tools. Google Documents. Google Documents. I can see 2 people. Google Documents. Google Documents. Anybody can raise up their hand. With your teachers. Please, let's stop doing this thing the way we used to do. The world is now operating on Google Documents, shared documents, Excel, online. I want to create a document online, now share with about 30 people, and we all work on the document, and in 2 days we've finished a very comprehensive proposal. And all these people are in all different continents and countries. That is the nature of work. So when you reformer, you should be able to think about collaboration, co-creation, creativity, critical thinking. Those are skills you continue to develop. If people get frustrated that they can't get the job, if they get frustrated that they can't get the job and they don't know Google Document, then it is never going to work. As an employer, I am not going to hire somebody who cannot use shared documents. End of story. They may have the engineering degree and they may have the, you understand me? The tools that they need are necessary. Some people fear, no, as a human being, rise up, I will fight on until I succeed. So, for example, my goal is to advise presidents. I have to think every other day, so that then I can adapt to that environment and succeed. These are examples of the top skills that are now needed in 2020. And as we move forward, these are the skills that are making people thrive. The succeed are people who can do complex problem solving, are people who can do critical thinking, creativity, people management, coordinating with us, collaboration, emotional intelligence, people who can sense what are other people thinking even before they speak, people who can do judgment and decision making, people who can do service, but service oriented, people who are good at negotiating, cognitive flexibility. These skills are not in a book that I go and read in class. These are skills I develop. Ungo form on my own. Now practice, I become better and better with time. You want to become the best politician? Skill. These are the jobs of 2022. In this many of my networks, and this is done by World Economic Forum. World Economic Forum is the largest organization analyzing a trend. They say that these are the jobs in 2022 that were most promising. 1, data analysts and scientists. 2, artificial intelligence machine learning specialists. 3, general and operation managers. 4, software and application developers. 5, sales and marketing. 6, big data. 7, digital transformation. 8, new technology specialists. 9, organizational development. 10, information technology services. These are the jobs that are most rewarding at the moment. Analyze. Now 2021 we analyze, 2022 we analyze. You will see most of these school. Degree anthropology. Anthropology here they are talking about the skills. Now we go to anthropology, but then you are good at artificial intelligence. We'll say data analytics. So you need which are the trends, which are the new skills actually required in career. And you can read this online. Go Google, we have devices. You start learning those skills. What picking of interest, you start developing those skills. Either you read, you engage, go attend a conference, meeting, so those kind of things are being discussed, and you improve your skills. Now, I will move to digital economy because I needed to lay that foundation. To lay that foundation, then we have the right mindset. Digital economy is a very complex subject. I go to digital economy. On one end are the defining trends. The things that have happened over the years, we're going to go change. And this is what you see. First of all, you see digital business models. I don't know what's into the business models. So those of us, you are in business. So you have a business model. You know your customer. You know how you reach to your customer. You know your product. You know how to charge your customer. You know how to package. Now for you, because you are in the music industry, you go watch a physically watera. But there are people who have also moved, they put their music online. Probably nobody get your music online. So you think about how do you monetize that business, you get the music, you get the online. How do you make money out of it? That means you're thinking about the business model. So business model but digital. So that you can sit in your house online. That's part of what you need to study in the digital economy. I can make money out of my music by using the digital platform. One trend that is changing is the services to experiences. How about to experience your music? Rise of industry ecosystems. Organizations. These are trends. Even to be happening over the last several years. I want to what the key enablers. Or succeed with digital economy. The enablers are one is here digital skills, which means we must build the digital skills. Or you're not computer scientist, he teaches computer science. As far as I'm concerned, every student who lives in high school, who finishes a high school, must have digital skills. As far as I'm concerned, if I was a policy maker at national level, that's a decision I will make. There is no negotiation about it. It is in order for me to succeed with digital economy, I must have good digital skills. So if Google documents are not working, then we can't start this discussion. We have to build those basics. Those basics of digital skills. And there is a range of digital skills, social media. But on Twitter. Good. How many Facebook? How many are on LinkedIn? LinkedIn. Now they have become fewer. How many of us are on TikTok? Now, I hope that statistics tells you something. We need these platforms because that's where we network. How many who has more than 1,000 followers on Twitter? You have more than 1,000. Now you are moving towards commercializing because that's your following. You're building a community around yourself who follow your content. How many of us have more than 1,000 followers on LinkedIn? LinkedIn. If you're looking for jobs, my dear sister, if you're looking for opportunities in the professional world, be on LinkedIn. Because that's where you can build a community of people who think like you and can open opportunities for you. Those of us who finished college and you're not in LinkedIn, that's the best place to put your CV. And then people are able to identify your skills. I've gotten a lot of opportunities because of being on LinkedIn. So it is something you want to think seriously about. On this digital economy, another key enablers is data. You are generating data by putting your content online. Digital infrastructure, nubate system, account, and all those things. And then digital strategies. Where are you going? In the next 2 years, to have 50,000 followers. So you have a strategy. Create content until you have so many followers, and then you money out of it. You develop a strategy. This is the digital economy. On this other side, we have what we call emerging technologies. Technologies that are very unique. One of them is cloud. At least as far as I'm concerned, every young person should understand cloud technology. On this other side, we have what we call new business models. Things like e-commerce. How many of us understand e-commerce? How e-commerce works? Well, no. You see, we can't thrive with digital economy if we don't understand how e-commerce works. So we have to study to understanding. Where can my product there? Market. How do I price it? How does payment work? How does PayPal work? How does a credit card work? How does a debit card work? And so on and so forth. You got streaming content. You are probably in the industry of streaming. My good friend here who create content is in the streaming industry. He's probably going to make money just by creating digital content. This one, as long as you have a computer or a phone and you can access internet, you study digital economy. Now, what are opportunities and you start building your competencies on them. Check it out online, just look at some jobs. Makwini counting a digital economy. Chief officer, digital economy. They did not say anthropology. They say digital economy officer. Chief officer, digital economy. Where Machakos Public Service Board. Head, digital economy at MasterCard Foundation. I can tell you for free. I know people in MasterCard Foundation. And if I wanted to apply, I would send recommend somebody, this position I can very easily get it. County government go interact to a lot. But way packaging, you can get these opportunities. So that is why I'm saying continuous learning is what is going to help us to now improve skills until we can compete effectively. Finally, I think one about business models. Again, for those of us who are interested in business, how many of us are interested in business? And you also think about the digital economy in terms of business. A business idea, you have to think about three things. Is what you're trying to do desirable? That means, do customers want what you have? 2, is it feasible? Can you actually deliver this thing? And then number 3, is it viable? What is it worth? If you can put these 3 boxes together, what else is this thing? And then we will break it down further and create something like this. On this side, you need to know who your customer is going to be. You need to know how you build relationships with a customer. You are building relationships with your customers. Then, what is the channel? To the people. You attend the events. Or you go and create online. Then you need to ask yourself, what is the value? What are you creating? You are entertaining. That's what I could read. You entertain people and you make them happy. Ondogo chake business must think about what is the value that they create. And then on this side, key activity kiyo chakokora. I could see your activity. You dance, you compose, you encourage people to rise up. Those are the activities you do in order to make the business work. What resources do you need? INRA is very simple. It's out yao. Sabaja sai sauti te sira. Yakore sauti ko sira wane biasara leki. Ikobona amaru tonywa. And the other resource you need, from what I could see, You are applying your energy, all right? Then I could see no the partners, isn't it? And they can make your content online. You know what? A partner who can manage your content online. And then you think about the costs. You must have spent some money, and somebody is going to pay you in terms of revenue. Again, a business model canvas. So when you go to digital economy, business in digital services, you have to think about all these things. Or be balanced. So Tianko, by telling you about Kenya National Innovation Agency, as if you are interested, my job is to scout for innovative ideas and to nurture those ideas and then help them to scale. Every other day to think about, where do we get these ideas from? We get them from institutions, high schools, research centers, and so forth. Then we have to think about how do we nurture these ideas to become meaningful businesses. They could be incubation centers, innovation centers, and so forth. And then how do we scale them? We scale them because there is funding that comes from government or private sector or even development partners to help those ideas to become big businesses. This is my relationship with universities, especially those of us, I remember there was somebody from my university, Jekwat. So what we do is we take ideas that are coming from education and research, these ideas, and we help them to become businesses so that then they can impact society. So Kurugaiga is the development of innovation and talent, and then to work on business development, and then to create impact in society. And we have very specific ways of measuring that progress. As an innovation agency, we are working on building a network of innovation hubs. We have 47 counties in this country, 290 constituency, and over 1,450 wards. And what we are trying to do is to build innovation hubs from number 1 to number N. And my prayer is that one day there will be an innovation hub in this ward. What is the name of this ward? Masimba ward. My prayer is that we're going to have an innovation center in Masimba ward. At bare minimum. Kego onsinya, the ward to tebe masaba. Nyaliba ali masaba. Maybe the best here. So I will reach out to my leadership and we start exploring practical ways of making some of these things work. Sometimes, by the way, you might think that government will do everything. It might not. Sometimes we can partner as people and we raise money and set up these innovation hubs. A space which I can see is a very fairly good complex. We can set up an innovation hub that is even supported by successful people who have left this constituency. Abantu successful, but constituency, best Kisumu, Nairobi, Mombasa, America. If we put together a good proposal, we can fund it even by our own selves. Or we can be supported by government. Endokende is next year, which is July, we're going to set up, yes, I'll finish and then I'll hand over. We're going to set up a National Innovation Challenge. A challenge here, I was asked to prepare the budget where we are going to create competitions for innovations from all the wards. And then chairman will work upwards to aggregate until national level. And we shall be issuing a Presidential Innovation Award during Jamhuri. So the people who succeed by creating meaningful innovations that can impact society, they will get an opportunity to be recognized. And then again, don't get to commercialization. Especially by Chi University, Nature Research Center, and Tibet. We set up what we call technology transfer centers. Chigo Konya will create commercial value out of the research here, a university. And we give commercialization grants, Chigo Konya, innovation or university, for it to become commercially viable. So this is just an explanation of how a technology transfer office is supposed to look like. I don't need you to worry too much about it. Otherwise, we can have one. Thank you very much.